Hi everyone, I'm Chickabilly. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to take a little tour of my sewing kit. Now currently I work full-time at a custom tailor here in Denver, and so I always have this kit with me. I take it with me there, I have it at my home studio or wherever I'm doing designing or any kind of sewing work. So let's get started. So this is my little pincushion. I made this several years ago, and it's great because I can strap it on and always have my pins with me. I hate the wrist pin cushions, and I needed something that was more stable that wouldn't slip around, and so it has the strap across my palm and it keeps it in one place. It's great, and it's Voodoo Doll, so it's useful and aggressive. I have one of these long tape measures, and this is self-explanatory. You will always need one of these. I have an X-Acto knife, and I also keep with me a pack of 100 blades so that I always have a fresh one on hand. They get dull really quickly, especially when I'm doing leather work. And I use this in place of a seam ripper because fuck seam rippers. They suck. They have torn more holes in my projects than anything else. With this, I'm able to pull apart whatever I'm working on and just right along, and it's super fast. I keep one of these marking pencils. And these come in various colors, so it's just whatever works for you. This is Colonial Tailor's chalk number 243, and it's great because it actually shows up on fabric, and as long as you keep them sharp, they give you a really clean line. So there's that. I have 2 pairs of hemostats, aka forceps. And I have these in various sizes, but I prefer this size for turning small pieces. And I have a straight and a curved, if you can see that. And these are great. They are indispensable sewing tools. The thing is with sewing tools, sometimes you have to think outside the box. And so I find a lot of tools at Home Depot, fishing supply stores, Army surplus. It's all about thinking outside the box. I have a hem gauge, and I took the little slider clip off of this because it's annoying, but also self-explanatory. You'll always need measuring tools. I have a point turner, and these little white ones are the best. They are also hard to find. I found out that Joann's no longer carries them, but they do have the blue ones that are awful. They don't work. So I found these online, and they're great. I have a pair of little thread snips. So I keep these next to me on my machine when I just need to snip the threads on whatever piece I'm working on. I have a larger set of Gingher, I think they're 2-inch blade shears. And these are good for trimming corners off something you're clean finishing to give you a really good point. I also have these Gingher shears, and these are great because they're spring-loaded with a locking mechanism right here. And so it reduces strain on my hand. My hands get really tired after a few minutes of cutting, and the spring action opens up the handle so that you're ready for your next cut. And these are awesome. I've had these for several years, and I keep them super sharp, and they're great for thick fabrics too. I also have a white gel pen because sometimes you need one to mark things and touch up white fabrics in case you get like a tiny little spot on it. It's easy to just kind of scribble it in and forget about it. This is one of my most indispensable tools. It's called a stiletto. And this came out of a scrapbooking kit, but you can also find it in the quilting section of Joann's. And it's somewhat between a really thick pin and an awl. It's not quite an awl, but it just has a really sharp point on it. And so as I'm sewing and I have to ease some fabric into another piece, it makes it really easy to do that and not get tucks in it. It's also good for just holding something in place as you're sewing. I keep a lighter. And these are great for finishing the ends of synthetic ribbon or leather thread that's also synthetic. You can't use it on anything with natural fibers in it because it will either catch fire or not do anything. So it's only good for synthetic. And last but not least, I have a little needle case, and I just keep spare needles in here because, believe it or not, when you're hand sewing, hand needles can dull and get barbs on them just like machine needles. So I just keep spares on hand. And I have a little selection of leather needles as well. So that's it for today. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content. And please go see my first video so that you kind of have an idea of where I came from and my story, and check out my Etsy shop while you're at it. Thank you.